helicopters here have been using the open road as a place to land and fuel up. The biggest weather story of 2023 in Nova Scotia was a lack of rain in the early spring, which led to the most devastating wildfire season the province has ever seen.
And it's too dangerous.
More than 25,000 hectares of land were burned and over 200 homes destroyed. Over 150 of those homes burned on May 28th when a fire spread rapidly just outside Halifax in Tantallon.
Chief strategy to secure the perimeter of this fire was to bring in a large volume of heavy equipment and to dig down and scrape away the soil right down to mineral soil so there's nothing left to build.
This happened simultaneously as homes were being lost to the Barrington Lake wildfire in Shelburne County. It came under control on June 13th, but not before burning 23,525 hectares, about 235 square kilometers, the largest fire Nova Scotia has ever seen. The low rainfall in the spring meant a low amount of moisture in the ground and in the trees. Forest Protections Manager Scott Tingley says the foliar moisture content of the trees is at its lowest around the end of May, just before the green-up, and last spring's low rainfall meant a low amount of moisture in the ground as well.
Extraordinary weather conditions, the spring dip, and then unfortunately we had ignitions, and we had very, very dry weather, for that week of kind of May 28th to early June. All those things lined up, unfortunately, this year.
Support was sent from all the Atlantic provinces with fixed-wing air bombers coming from Newfoundland and New Brunswick. A 17-person crew even came up from New England to help battle the blazes. The largest number of homes were lost in the Tantallon area shortly after the fire broke out.
It started basically in the residential area, so there were homes involved in the fire very, very early on, within probably minutes. Most of the damage that occurred to homes and property was within about a 6 to 8 hour span of that first evening on May 28th.
It's not just the people, it's the animals as well.
During the evacuation, Lisa Parsons had to return on foot to her doggy daycare to evacuate 18 dogs.
And I ran through the bushes the whole way from Larry Utek to Pampered Balls Inn. To then get the dogs.
Communities near the path of the Barrington Lake fire that were spared from the flames still had to contend with the smoke.
Air quality out there for the last several days has been unreal, horrible. It's like a snowstorm out there with the ash in the air. You can't see the sky.
A province-wide burn ban announced May 29th lasted until the fire was under control. Back in Tantallon, plans for new roads that would allow for alternate evacuation routes from the suburbs are now being discussed as a result of the devastating wildfires.